What's up, y'all? I want to make another video again to show y'all how brilliant this European war strategy is and the effects that it's having on you. The Europeans have copied, after they conquered us, they went around grave robbing the artifacts that they were finding in these graves and studying them and getting interpretations of them. And so they learned about a lot of the stuff that we had already known in ancient Africa. Now fast forward to today. The Europeans have allowed information to reach the masses. Yes, they allowed it to happen. If they wanted to keep it covered up, they would have kept it covered up. But they say, where is the best way to hide stuff? Where's the best place to keep stuff hidden? Is right in plain sight, right in your face. So they allowed this information to come out. So maybe like mid 2000s, this word Illuminati popped up. People started, Illuminati this, Illuminati that, Illuminati. A lot of people at the time didn't even know what the word meant. They knew what the organization was, but they didn't know what the word meant or what language it was. So we know now that Illuminati is Italian and it means enlightened. Enlightenment means people who know something more than somebody else or some other people's. That's what the word illuminated, knowledgeable. So in essence, we're all Illuminati. Okay? It's just that all of us don't speak Italian. Now you see a lot of people making videos about how evil the Illuminati is. All the symbology behind the Illuminists, the Illuminati, such as this sign and this sign, the one all-seeing eye, okay? The bafflement. All of these symbols, and there's more, but I'm just mentioning those three. Because I want to make this video short. The first video was like almost an hour, so I want to keep it to like 15 minutes. All of those symbols. Now think about this. This war strategy that the Europeans have implemented, there's many different strategies that they use, but it's still warfare. They conquered Africa, so they're using these strategies to keep the conquered under control. That's what you do when you go to war. You try to keep what you conquered under control, okay? So they're using now psychological warfare. So they're showing you all this African symbology, because remember, the all-seeing eye comes out of where? Kemet. It's the eye of Horus, or the eye of Heru. This symbol is the pyramid. It comes out of Kemet again. The bafflement is actually just a representation of as above, so below. But if you want to look at it as the goat, or Satan, Set is the uncle of Horus or Heru. Okay? Now, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. But don't correct me with lies, okay? Correct me and tell me what books you found. And just because it's in a book don't mean it's a lie. I've been to Egypt. I've seen the writing on the wall. So if you don't have evidence that's out-trumping that, then don't refer me to any book that don't out-trump the writing on the walls, is what I'm saying. Okay? Anyway, so by them telling you, and you just don't have Europeans telling you this, you have what they refer to as double agents referring to this. This means black people or African people who are out there spreading this information, mostly about the music industry and the corporate environment, that are using all these rituals, using African symbology or African rituals interpreted by Europeans to gain and to keep power. But what you're not thinking about is this. Remember in the Bible where they made it look like, first of all, Egypt wasn't a part of Africa? Then they rewrote the book of life and called it the Bible. And the word Bible is compound word, Bible. Bi means two, bull is L, Saturn L, so you have two bulls, right? In the Bible, it says that Egypt was holding back the Israelites, the Jews, right? Holding the Jews and wouldn't let them go. So my point is that they made the Egyptians look like really evil, wicked people. So for years and years and years, myself included, thought Egyptians were the worst thing that ever happened. So now in modern times, here again, they're using the same strategy packaged differently to make African symbology look evil. By telling you that the all-seeing eye is evil, this pyramid sign is evil, the Baphomet is evil, and on and on and on. So it's the same strategy, just repackaged over and over again. So Africans, you have to realize something. Number one, like I said before, you're a POW still. You have not broken free. This whole planet for you and for the Europeans who are sleeping or under hypnosis is one big war board. It's a war theater. Okay? And they're moving pieces around on the chessboard to keep you under control. They're going to tell you what they want you to know to keep you in control. And it's not that many generals doing this among the Europeans. It's not that many. And if you want to go deeper, it's not even the Europeans that are keeping the rest of the world under control. It's the thing that's controlling the European. Okay, and we won't get into that here. That's a little bit more into the metaphysic world, the spiritual world. Okay, so that's not what this video is about. But I'm just wanting to break this video down and show you that the symbology that they're showing you, Europeans and Africans who are posting these videos, are destroying your image of Africa or Africans or Nubian knowledge, making it look bad, so your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren will be like I was when I looked at Egypt. When I was younger, 10, 9, 8, 7, 13, 14. I thought Egypt was the worst thing. Slowly I found out that Egypt is actually in Africa. Just like you should now know that the all-seeing eye, this one eye symbol, wherever you see it, it comes out of Africa. It doesn't come out of Europe. It comes out of Africa. So again, what they're trying to do is deter you from looking into Africa, African knowledge, African spirituality, and they're planting these seeds in your children's subconscious. So another generation of ignorant children will be born. Because remember, there's a war in heaven, and there always has been a war up above in the universe between deities that were here before us, human beings. Animals were here before human beings. What was here before the animals is the question you should be asking yourself. Now, for all you anti-New World Order people, the people who are against globalization, but at the same time, the ones who believe in Christianity and Islam, My question to you is, isn't that what your God wants? One world? Now, I'm not talking about the road to that. I'm talking about the overall, the big picture. Isn't that what your God wants? Allah wants all people to be Muslims. God wants all people to be Christianity. And whether it's through free will or not, they're still seeking everybody to be Christians as far as the Christians are concerned. Everybody to be Muslims as far as the Muslims are concerned. Where the gender war comes in, homosexuals, lesbians, transgender, and all the other gender categories, now they're coming out and fighting to be accepted in the society. Eventually they would go to the extreme and say, hey, we want everybody to be like us. So my point is that this thing that got all of us under control, first of all, we have to accept, because it's a fact, that they want us to fight for it. Whatever you believe in, Satan, God, Allah, Yahweh, Buddha, and whatever else you believe in, they want us to fight for it. When you can, let me ask you this question, and I've asked this question to a lot of people. If you could walk out your house right now, walk over the threshold and be outside, and you could create your own personal paradise, your own version of paradise, would you have fighting there? Would you have war and famine and hunger and disease there? Think about this. I don't think any of you would have that in your own personal version of paradise. So if you could create your own version of paradise without all of those negative things in it, why would you fight for something? First of all, you haven't personally met it in the flesh. You would go out and give your life and your children's life to fight for this thing that you haven't physically met. But on the other hand, if you could create your own personal paradise, you wouldn't have fighting in it. You wouldn't have war in it. You wouldn't have famine and hunger, disease, chaos in it. At least I wouldn't. My world would be so joyful and peaceful and calm and wonderful. There would be no war, no fighting, no hunger. Everybody and everything would get along. No consuming or be consumed. So the next time you see yourself being discriminated against or mistreated by the conqueror, just think about this for a minute. The only way the conqueror is keeping its power is through you. Like Lawrence Fishburne showed Keanu Reeves in the movie The Matrix. They're using you as a battery, as an energy source. Without you, their world doesn't exist. So why are you steadily feeding this machine? You're feeding this machine by going to work. You're feeding this machine by fighting among one another. You're feeding this machine in so many different ways. They got you so screwed up in the head that you don't even realize that you're killing yourself. So I just wanted to make this second video to point that out. I'm going to try to keep this information coming, but eventually they'll either shut me down, I'll turn up missing, because I'm not promoting the same thing as a lot of these conscious people, regardless of what ethnicity, are preaching. I'm preaching a solution, and that's why I call this the solution. The solution is to retreat, or like in the Matrix, to unplug. Just unplug. Don't participate anymore. Go build your own world, like in the movie Leonardo DiCaprio made, Inception. We have that capability. Thank you.